Good evening and welcome to ICU TV Main News. The top stories. Government to establish new gold marketing centers. Government calls for action-oriented energy sector dialogue. Monze-Niko road project nears completion. And in our international news, Niger and Turkey sign military training agreement. In our sports news, Zambia under 15 boys ends CAF schools championships on a high. Well, with the news in details, my name is Chakwera Miracle Sonda. The government has announced plans to construct new gold marketing centers across the country before the end of the year. The initiative aims to formalize the mining sector, improve transparency, and provide regulated markets where artisanal and small-scale miners can sell their gold through official channels. More in this report.
Construction of market centers is not an event or a one-off activity. It is a program that is currently underway, and with the supportive budget that we have received as a ministry, we intend to construct for this year. We hope we can add 3 more market centers. That will bring to 5 the total market centers established. So where will they be established? We intend to have additional market centers in Mpika, in Chisamba. We were wondering whether we can have another market center in Mumbwa, so that maybe we talk about 2 market centers, or maybe we talk about 2 processors, but the market center remains 1. So we are still grappling with the best way. Then we are looking at Usangazi in Eastern Province, and where else? And in Shwangandu, we hope to have another market center. But all these are synchronized in such a way that there is priority number 1, priority number 2, and in that order we are going to construct for it. But for this year, we hope to put up 3 new market centers.
And in more news, the Ministry of Energy has called for practical results-driven engagement to address challenges in Zambia's electricity subsector. This was highlighted during the National Dialogue on Zambia's energy sector organized by the Center for Trade Policy and Development. In a speech read by Director Planning Mr. Sinewa Kambenja, Permanent Secretary for Electricity, Engineer Arnold Simoaba said, the dialogue comes at a critical time when the sector is facing supply constraints, financing gaps, and governance change challenges. He stressed that discussions must lead to clear and actionable outcomes, including policy reforms, improved transparency and accountability, and also increased investment in power generation and transmission infrastructure. Engineer Simoaba reaffirmed the government's commitment to creating an enabling environment for reforms and called for stronger collaboration among stakeholders to support sustainable investment and improve the resilience of the energy sector. The Monze-Niko Road D365 project in Southern Province is nearing completion, with works currently at 85% and expected to finish on 21st of August 2026. Out of the total 71 kilometers, 67 kilometers have already been paved, leaving only 4 kilometers remaining. Ongoing works include drainage systems, access culverts, stone pitching, and road markings.
An 88-kilometer stretch of the D775 Batoka to Mamba Road in Southern Province is being rehabilitated. On paper, it is a road project. In practice, it is an energy and economic corridor, one that connects Zambia's most significant coal-fired power investments to the national grid and to the country's future. The road runs through Sinazongwe district Southern Province, a district that sits on some of the largest sub-bituminous coal deposits in mid-Zambezi Valley. It is the fuel source for what is fast becoming one of Zambia's most important power generation zones. The rehabilitation works are under the supervision of the Road Development Agency. A recent technical assessment at kilometer 41 plus 133 confirmed that a test on the concrete confirmed the structure is in good condition. The recommended approach is to retain and repair the culvert rather than replace it, saving approximately 6 million kwacha. Those savings will be directed towards 2 new culverts installed at kilometers 1 plus 413 and kilometer 2 plus 450, where rainwater crossed and partially damaged the road. This is public money being managed with discipline. Now, why does this road matter beyond the engineering? Because of what sits at the end of it. Mamba Energy Limited currently operates a 300 megawatts coal-fired thermal power plant in Sinazongwe, Zambia's largest thermal power facility and one of the country's biggest independent power producers. In August 2024, President Hakainde Hichilema commissioned the Phase 2 expansion project, a 300 megawatts addition that will double the plant's output to 600 megawatts. Phase 2 construction is over 65% complete, with completion targeted for mid-2026. Additionally, a 100 megawatt solar plant at the same site broke ground in September 2025. When all 3 facilities are operational, Mamba alone will inject 700 megawatts into the national grid. A separate project, the 600 megawatts Evergreat Green thermal power plant, located approximately 22 kilometers from Mamba in Siameja Azilungu village within Chief Mwemba's chiefdom, is also under development. Equipment began arriving in the late 2025. This facility uses local coal reserves and accesses water from Lake Kariba for cooling. It is connected to existing high voltage transmission lines that link to the national grid. A power purchase agreement is pending. Together, these investments represent a strategic shift in how Zambia generates electricity. Over 80% of Zambia's power has historically come from hydropower. The 2024 drought exposed the full vulnerability of that dependency, forcing load shedding that cut deeply into mining, manufacturing, and daily life. The government's response was deliberate: accelerate coal-fired baseload generation that runs independently of rainfall while simultaneously expanding renewables. President Hakainde Hichilema was direct when he commissioned the Mamba Phase 2 expansion. Energy security is national security. He stated that additional power beyond what the domestic economy requires could be exported, adding foreign exchange to the country's revenue. With Zambia targeting a significant increase in copper production, mining operations require power 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thermal base load power delivers exactly that. None of this happens without the road. The D775 Batoka to Mamba route is how construction equipment reaches the power plant sites. It is how coal moves from the mines to the generators. It is how the workers, engineers, and suppliers that sustain these projects travel daily. A road in poor condition does not just inconvenience people. It adds costs, slows delivery, and delays the moment when the megawatts reach the grid. President Hakainde Hichilema initiated the rehabilitation of this 88-kilometer corridor precisely because the infrastructure that connects Zambia's energy investments to its production capacity cannot be left to deteriorate. The core is there.
And in more news, the Ministry of Health has trained 160 health workers from 114 districts in integrating human papillomavirus (HPV) services with antiretroviral therapy act to improve healthcare delivery. The training involved districts from Eastern, Western, Luapula, Muchinga, and selected districts in Lusaka Province. Lusaka Province Health Director Dr. Simuliamana Chonga officiated at the 2-day workshop held in Lusaka. He said the program is important in strengthening efforts to improve healthcare outcomes, especially among adolescents living with HIV between 9 and 14 years of age. Dr. Chunga explains that HPV vaccination helps prevent cervical cancer by protecting against high-risk HPV strains. He added that integrating HPV services with ART improves service delivery, increases coverage, and supports long-term public health goals. Meanwhile, Lusaka Province Mother and Child Health Coordinator Likezo Masililo commended the program, noting that the vaccine is especially important for HIV-positive girls who face a high risk of infection. She expressed hope that trained healthcare will apply the knowledge gained to improve services in their districts. We'll take our first break. We'll be right back.
The Information and Communications University is complementing government effort in promoting legal and safe mining for all Zambians. ICU is offering a short practical training course to artisanal and small-scale miners and those who intend to venture into mining. This training covers identification of rocks and minerals, mining operations and equipment, health and safety in mining, environmental protection, licensing and compliance. Qualifications: National Registration Card NRC. Apply now at www.icuzambia.net. For more information, contact the ICU School of Mines, Department of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining at +260 763 302 596 or +260 973 263 492. For analysis of mineral samples, contact the ICU School of Mines Laboratory at +260 973 263 492 or +260 977 833 434.
Welcome back, and now in our local stories. More than 200 pupils at Matero Boys Secondary School in Lusaka have been suspended and barred from writing their end-of-term examination after failing to attend a scheduled day of prayer. The disciplinary action follows the pupils absent from school's official prayer program held on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. School's manager, Callistus Jeje, confirmed the development to ZNBC News, stating that the suspension is in line with the institution's disciplinary procedures. JJ explained that the affected pupils will instead be assessed next time, adding that further disciplinary measures may be taken against those who fail to meet the school's expectations. He emphasized that Matero Boys Secondary School upholds discipline as a core value, noting that the Day of Prayer is a key program that all pupils are required to attend. We'll take another short break. We'll be right back with international news.
We kickstart your day with our headline pick with the top stories making news.
Then we go deeper in our story pick where we break down issues that matter the most to you.
From the health desk, we share simple tips to keep you healthy and informed.
For Classic Fitness Minute to get your body moving before the day begins.
And trending now, what's hot on social media?
Hello Zambia, my name is Amina Mutambo.
And I am Maluwa Erje Mwanamujende, and we bring to your screens the ICU TV Breakfast Show.
Well, welcome back, and now in our international news. Niger and Turkey have signed a military training agreement aimed at strengthening defense cooperations between the two countries. The agreement follows high-level talks held in Ankara on Tuesday between Turkey's National Defense Minister Yasar Gula and Niger's Defense Minister General Salifau Modi. According to a statement from Turkey's Minister of National Defense, the two ministers have signed a protocol focused on providing on-site training support. The move is expected to enhance military capacity and deepen bilateral relations in the area of defense and security. Still in international news, South Africa and the United States have made a symbolic move to mend strained relations. President Cyril Ramaphosa formally accepted the credentials of the new U.S. Ambassador Leo Brent Bozell in Pretoria. The gesture comes after months of tension caused by policy disagreements and controversial remarks from Washington. Despite remaining differences, both nations are showing a renewed commitment to cooperate on trade and shared interests. We'll take our final break. We'll be right back with sports news. Welcome back, and now in our sports news. Zambia under-15 boys team ended their campaign at the CAF African Schools Football Championship in Harare with a victory over hosts Zimbabwe in a ranking match played at Gateway High School. Despite being eliminated from the main competition earlier, the team finished on a positive note and showed determination in the final game. The young Chipolopolo had a mixed performance in the group stage, recording 1-1 draw against Tanzania and Senegal, but losing 2-0 to Benin. In the ranking match, forward Alan Chinambu scored two early goals in the 60th and 26th minutes, helping Zambia secure a convincing win over Zimbabwe. Speaking after the match, head coach Evaristo Mkandawire expressed disappointment at the team's early exit but remained hopeful about the future. He noted that the players had started to improve as the tournament progressed and emphasized the importance of consistent training and player development. Team captain Thabo Sindiwa described the tournament as both challenging and rewarding. He said the experience gave the players a chance to showcase their talent and called on the nation to continue supporting the team as they work towards future success. That sports item brings us to the end of the main news. But before we go, a quick recap on the stories that made headlines. Government to establish new growth marketing centers. Government calls for action-oriented energy sector dialogue. Monze-Niko road project nears completion. In our international news, Niger and Turkey signed military training agreement. In our sports news, Zambia under-15 boys end CAF Schools Championship on a high. Thank you so much for watching ICU TV Main News. For more news, you can find us on our Facebook page at ICU TV and our website at icutv.com. I have been your co-host, Chakura Msonda. Good night.